Welcome to Language Surfers Podcast, a space with fresh waves for the mind, dedicated to create a platform where professionals from both language industry and academia can share their professional experiences, and where we also explore different career paths at different stages. Welcome everyone, and I'm really happy to be joined today by Alfonso González. So he's the special guest for today. And before we go into the interview, I'll just read you a few lines about Alfonso so that you know who our guest is. So Alfonso González is the founder of Stars, but he's also a multifaceted professional who has developed his professional career as a translator, translation manager, and university professor. As a translator, Alfonso has excelled in the translation of European and international standards, scientific texts, audiovisual projects, and marketing content. Alfonso has founded and co-founded several companies and currently works for Cinch, a global CPaaS company, as their localization manager, where he created the localization department for more than 9 languages. He also holds several master's degrees in education, translation, and international business management. From his passions, I would like to highlight the fact that he likes history, movies, arcade games, loves to travel, attend concerts and sporting events, as well as spending time with his family, his wife, and friends. So, Alfonso, thank you so much for joining Language Surfers Podcast. It's really an honor to have you here, and I'm looking forward to hear more about Stars and all your professional career.
Hi, Ankan. Hi, everybody who is watching or listening to this. So, yeah, thank you. I'm honored to have been invited. And when you were reading those lines, I was saying, "Who's that amazing person?" So it's me. Okay. No, but yeah, no, thank you very much for having me here.
Yeah, it's great. So first of all, Alfonso, I would like to know, because I like to start with the start, right? So how did you discover your passion for languages? Does it come from your childhood? Is it during your studies era? When did you discover that you like languages and would like to start a career in this field?
I think it was when I was I'm 47 now, even if I look like I am 18. But when I was around 10 or 11, very different Spain at that time. Very few people spoke English. And I don't know why I started looking for words in dictionaries and English, Spanish dictionaries. And I started liking English. And I took English very seriously at school. And I was good at it. I mean, compared to, I hate comparing, but I was good compared to other students. And I think that was like the beginning. Then my father used to collect stamps, and I got access to see other cultures on the stamps, and I also subscribed to some stamps collections from different countries like New Zealand. So all the information came in English, and that was interesting because I had to read it, and I have to understand it. And I think that was one of the ways. And then I was lucky enough that my parents sent me when I was 13 to the US, so to learn some English, and that was like a game changer. And that's when I had like this true experience, and I loved that. Yeah.
Wow. So can you tell us what exactly you've studied? Because I know you mentioned translation and
Yeah, well, it's like in Spanish is filología inglesa. But then you can choose like what you specialize in, and I took those subjects more related to translation. And then what I did was to continue learning. So I started studying for, back in the day when you wanted to get a PhD, you had to study 2 more years. So that's what I did. And I learned a lot about terminology, which became my passion. And I went to Barcelona, to the Pompeu Fabra, to learn from Maria Teresa Cabré, who is like the best in the world in terminology. Then I also got a master's degree in audiovisual translation. It was my first master's degree. Another degree in English language teaching. Another in Spanish language teaching, and then the final one in international business operation. So yeah, I mean, I like studying. I like to keep on learning.
Yeah, we can tell from everything that
Yeah.
you've done.
Yeah, apart from many courses that I have taken, I try to well, yeah, I like to to keep myself updated, and I try to learn from, I mean, in informal and informal ways to learn from new things or from new trends, for example, in our industry, in the localization industry. So yeah, there are many ways to learn. And at the beginning, I followed the more formal ones with these
Hmm.
master degrees, and then I follow courses or YouTube videos, or I read online or books or whatever.
Yeah. And when you started to work after finishing your studies, what do you remember which was your first role in the localization industry? Did you start as a translator or as a project manager? How was the
Yeah,
start?
well, yeah, that's a really interesting question because I started as a translator
Mm-hmm.
for the Spanish Standardization Organization for AENOR, la Asociación Española de Normalización.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been translating standards, European and international standards for like 20 years. And then I also work as a project manager, but that will be like the second work related to localization or yeah, to translation. And then I moved to be a localization manager.
Mm-hmm. And is the transition difficult from one role to the other? How was it on your in your case?
No, in my case, it came a little bit like naturally because you start working for a company, and I
Mm-hmm.
have seen that this happens many times. And that's actually one of the reasons why I created Translators, because sometimes you have a training in translation, but nobody trains you in order to become a project manager or
Mm-hmm.
localization manager. Now there are more companies offering that type of courses, but before there was nothing. And yeah, and I was working as an audiovisual translator, and they offered me the opportunity to, okay, to now manage projects. So that's what I started doing. I have always had like this tendency to be like very structured or ordered, and I like to do those things. And yeah, and I was good at it, and yeah, I did that for a lot of time. I don't remember now how many years, which was very stressful because the audiovisual industry managing projects, it's like crazy. It's like, okay, we want this for yesterday and things like that because we are the next week we have a launch on TV and or cinemas, and yeah, it's that was crazy. Like working at any time during the weekends. But yeah, I mean, the transition was not difficult. Then you realize that it was not easy either, in the sense that there was no one explaining you how to do things, no one explaining you which tools to use, no one even explaining you, because at the beginning you start doing things with an Excel spreadsheet
Yeah.
or things like that. So yeah, you had to learn by yourself.
Yeah, so basically no role comes with an instruction manual. You have to
No,
do this, that,
no,
and
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And yeah, so the fact that you transitioned from one role to the other and you saw that it to you it came naturally, but definitely the role was different. The
Yeah.
tasks you had to perform were different. Can you tell us about Transla because I'm really excited about this project that you created. How did you came up with the idea, and when was that moment when you had this spark of creating such a an online academy, basically, right?
Yeah. Well, I have been I have been teaching since literally since I was a teenager, because as I told you, I mean, I was
Mm-hmm.
of the few who could speak English. So what I did with my friends when they needed to pass an exam, they told me, "Hey, Alfonso, can you help me?" So I have been teaching, and then that's something that I continued doing. And something that I have always liked. I work at the university as a professor, then head of studies as well. And I wanted to combine translation, which is my passion, with
Mm-hmm.
teaching or learning. So I saw that there were some very good learning platforms online, but they were missing some of the things that I wanted to teach, or I wanted people to learn about, like this thing we are talking about, project management or local
Mm-hmm.
management. There was nothing or very little. So yeah, that was the idea, and it started in I got married and happily married, and it started in Menorca. I was in I remember in our honeymoon, and I told my wife, I have this idea. I would like to do this, and I would like to offer courses on this, on that thing, and she's also a translator, and she told, yeah, I find that a good idea. So yeah, that then I launched it, and yeah, here we are.
Wow, so it's also a family project that you share with your
Yeah,
wife.
somehow it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting that the fact that you share the same interests and that you can support each other, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Perfect. And yeah, tell us a bit more now that we know how Translate Stars were born. What's the mission and what's your goal with this online platform?
Yeah. So one of the things that we want to achieve is to enable and to empower people to know more about different fields of specialty. Another part of the goal is that that can be done at an affordable price. So what
Mm-hmm.
we have seen is that there are courses, but for me, the price is, even being based in Europe with high acquisitive power and
Mm-hmm.
purchasing power, sorry. Um, but you see the prices of some of these courses for me are crazy prices. I said, okay, yeah, I mean, not most people cannot pay that.
Mm-hmm.
What you get is not that good. So I said, we need to make something really good and at an affordable price. Something that enables people to be ready to, for example, if you want to be a localization manager, project manager, that you get trained by the best, and you know how to do things. And we wanted also to create a safe space. So a place where
Mm-hmm.
people can go and can feel like this is our community. So that's also something that I'm trying to create, which is we have this Slack channel inside Translate Stars where people can share whatever they want. And
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to create that safe space, a place where people can have the opportunity to grow, to learn at an affordable price. Actually, I think it was last week or the week before, we launched this like um, fair pricing is how we call it.
Mm-hmm.
So we give different depending on where people are based, they can access our courses even with a 90% discount. So
Okay.
the point is that money or your purchasing power is not a burden or a block to
Mm-hmm.
allow you to keep on learning. That was my main goal. Yeah, to enable, to empower people to keep on learning.
Yeah, and that's great what you're doing, and especially at affordable prices, right? Because if
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
look
yeah.
at other online educational platforms, you might have general, for example, project management courses,
Yeah.
but they don't really give you the specific information regarding localization. And basically, you're giving access and you facilitate education to people really interested in our industry, either switching roles from translator to project manager, just like you did, or maybe even people from other industries pivoting into localization. So they already have a very specific platform where they can acquire the necessary information. That's great, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, no. And then something that I have seen in the last months with yeah, 2 years with the rise of AI is that maybe the one thing that Renato Beninato said was like translation is free, which is true. You go to DeepL, you go to Google Translate or any of these online tools, and you can get a, let's say, fairly good translation of almost anything. But then how do you implement an infrastructure in a company? That's a completely different thing. So, or how do you manage to have good translations from AI in a systematic way? That's a completely different thing. So that's also something we are now focused on on teaching or sharing or learning, because I think that's where we are going as language professionals.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are some pillars that we should all have, like the foundations. Like one of them for me is the language one, which is basic, but then you need a technical one, strategic one, a finance one. There are some of them that you need to succeed to keep on growing. And that's what we are doing. I mean, I think we are in the right way to prepare people for the future.
Yeah,
Of course,
and that's amazing. But
yeah.
I would like to ask about you mentioned so this project was started by you and your wife,
Yeah.
but who are the rest of the people behind Transla Stars, right? So you are the founder, but who's the rest of the people supporting you? And here I mean about the trainers. If you can maybe give some more details about how you select your trainers and what type of collaboration.
Yeah, many of the trainers is people I admire or I follow, and then I like what they share, or I like the field of expertise where they work, and I contact them on LinkedIn, or people introduce them to me, or some of them they get in touch with me directly and say, "Hey, I would like to deliver a course on your platform." So, okay, yes, let's collaborate. So, yeah, that's the way to do things. To be completely honest, some courses are more successful than others because some people are more interested in one topic than another, which is completely normal. But yeah, I think yeah, most of the times what I do is I go to the people that I admire, or people who are sharing interesting content, and I ask them, or okay, would you like to do this? Would you like to collaborate? I can tell you, like, I have talked to hundreds, literally, of people, and they do not all answer or create a course, just because some of them they do not want to answer, which I respect. I never insist, so if they don't answer, it's okay. I respect their limits. And some of them, it's just they say, well, I'm not into the education part of the
Mm-hmm.
I know, and I don't know, think I think everybody's ready to share, but some people believe they are not, so I respect that as well. But yeah, basically it's people that I have admired, people that I follow, people that I like, and then I ask them, okay, let's build this together, and let's share what you have learned in your professional career, and they usually are happy to do it.
Yeah, that's great. And in what languages do you offer the courses? Are they only in English and Spanish, or do you have additional languages?
We started with Spanish. That was
Mm-hmm.
we used to have three platforms: one Spanish, Italian, and English. Now we are transitioning to have just one because it's easier to manage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we offer courses in English primarily, so it's the
Okay.
language in which we have more courses. Then we have the second language in which we have more courses is Italian,
Mm-hmm.
Spanish, Portuguese, French, and German. Those are our current languages, but we are open to offer courses in any language, in any language. So yeah, if anyone watching this is interested in collaborating, you're welcome. You can come and offer it in your language.
Perfect. Yeah, and regarding the community, now that we know the story of the trainers, what about the trainee, the persons that take the courses? You mentioned that you also wanted to achieve, to create a community,
Mm.
right? It's not just, okay, come here, take a course and go away. How do you establish this community spirit?
Yeah, that's something I'm still working on because I have had the feeling of what you are just commenting, that sometimes it's just I do not want this to be okay. I sell you something and you go away, which it's okay if someone wants to do that, well, no problem at all. But I would prefer this to be a community, something or a place, what I was telling you, a safe place
Mm-hmm.
where you can share. So that's why we are trying to enlarge the offering, to try to have, for example, we are working with Miliana Trobradrovic. I hope I'm saying her surname. From the Language Talent Pool. and we also want to focus more on the job side of the industry in the sense that we
Mm-hmm.
want to link our courses to job opportunities. That's very complicated in the sense that we cannot promise, okay, you take this course, you are going to get a job. That's well, not complicated. That's impossible because it doesn't depend on us.
Mm-hmm.
But at least we would like to somehow create paths for people and say, look, if you follow this path, you get many chances to be hired by a company because this is what they are. When you see job descriptions, this is what companies are looking for. So you'll probably have many chances of getting hired. And for me, it's really nice when I know many people in the localization industry, localization managers, hiring people, and they tell me, "Hey, Alfonso, I see a lot of people with Translate Stars courses on their CVs, and so it's you should be proud." And say, "Well, yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah,
fantastic."
definitely.
Yeah, that it's been helpful. And then some of them get hired and they get in touch with us and they tell us, okay, thank you, because what you told me has been really useful. Some other people who are already working and they say, look, I was recently hired, I didn't have any idea about this. And then thanks to this course, I have a better view of the industry. So or of this field of expertise, because some people go through this process that we were talking about, like this transition, like, okay, you are a
Mm-hmm.
localization specialist, and tomorrow I appoint you like localization manager, and you are going to be managing a group of 7 people. And say, I have never managed anyone. Well, now you have to. And it's complicated if you have never done that. So yeah, some people are like, oh, thank you, because this has been truly useful. And yeah, that was the idea. Not that people come to us and say thank you, but that we create something that is truly useful. No, we don't want just to give theory, boring theory, but we wanted to invite, when you were asking me about who are the trainers, it's active people. What we want is people who can tell you, okay, look, this is based on my experience. So this is not something you are going to find in a book. This is based on what I have learned. This is tested best practices. So have done them. The results are good, but you can follow your way, of course. But at least we are giving people like what it works and best practices. And that's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like guiding them, right? And with the fact that you collect the information regarding the positions available, it basically you you are helping them to apply in an easy manner.
Yeah.
You give them the information. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
seeing what they want and apply rather
Yeah.
than
Yeah. Yeah.
spending them the time to search for jobs. So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
really a very nice compliment that you bring to the courses.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's something we want to make better and stronger. And actually, this week we are working on that. So I hope we can announce something soon that brings, yeah, brings better functionalities or more visibility to jobs on our platform at least. Yeah.
And if we were to consider numbers, would you be able to just approximate, give an approximate number of how many people you have in the community or how
As
big is
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. No.
trainee pool?
Trainees like active users on the platforms must be around 15,000, which is
Okay. Yeah.
uh, and then we have something that I also like a lot is the follow base that we have on social media, which is really big and really supportive and
Mhm.
quite active. Um, so we have, I think it's over 60,000 people on LinkedIn, which is
Wow.
main source of people coming to the platform. And then, yeah, a big amount of people also on Instagram, on YouTube, Facebook. We even have a Twitch channel. So, yeah, a lot of,
Okay, so you're present on social media and in various channels, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
People can find you easily, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, different people use different channels. So in the end, I believe that most of our, it's not that I believe, most of our is what it is. Most of our follow base is based on LinkedIn,
On
so
LinkedIn.
they all
Yeah,
come.
because that's the most professional from what you mentioned, social
Yeah,
media channel, right?
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I also like to ask my guests about turning moments in their careers because everyone, I mean, definitely reaching a goal or having this successful story, it's not always easy, and there for sure there are always tough moments, turning moments. So I would like to ask you about one such moment in your career, either when you created Transla Stars or from your own professional career. And I'm particularly interested in how do you manage such turning moments because it's interesting to see how people deal with difficulties and challenges.
Yeah. Well, I have had many of those moments you mentioned. So Translators is not the first company I have created. I even
Yeah,
just when I finished university, I thought I was the king of the world, and then I decided to start my own LSP, which was a complete failure. But complete failure doesn't mean that you don't learn anything, and I learned.
exactly.
So yeah, that taught me many lessons that then I have applied when I started Translators. And I would say that thanks to that failure, I mean, I do not consider it actually a failure. It's something that I say kidding, but it didn't go well or as well as I expected. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, then when I started Translators, I said, okay, I'm not going to make the same mistakes I made in the past. So you learn from those experiences. And then, of course, the beginnings are always hard.
Mm-hmm.
So for many reasons. And yeah, I mean, the thing is that you have to invest or at least in my experience, because I know that nowadays, if you go to YouTube, they offer you how to make 10,000 euros in 1 week, investing 100 euros in Bitcoin, yeah, or whatever. That's maybe true for some very selected people. No, but in the end, at least in my experience, you have to work hard and or smart or
Mm-hmm.
both. You need
Both.
to
A
find the
mix.
balance of those two things. So once you find a way, it's yeah, it's just about yeah, keep on doing what you like. That's what I do. So this is my passion. So I enjoy doing this. I enjoy creating. I enjoy yeah, I enjoy creating. So Translators is one of my it's like one of my it's a creation. It's not
Mm-hmm.
one. I'm creating now another company, but it's and I hope it's not the last one. So um yeah, that's what I like, and that's what I will encourage people to do if they have that spirit to create to to turn their ideas into reality, whatever it is, even if they say, oh, there are a lot of LSPs. Okay, well, create yours. Maybe you have your niche. Or there are a lot of podcasts. Okay, create yours. Maybe you have your people, your own people who follow you.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of whatever. Okay, yeah, just create yours. I mean, you just have to find your way. And if that's your passion, do it. I mean, why not? So that's what I do. I mean, I have invested a lot of time. Sometimes you even think of throwing the towel, but you say, oh yeah, let's keep on doing things. Let's think of different ways to do things. Let's explore what other people have done. It's a lot of work that you have to do sometimes. And thinking out of the box or seeing what
Mm-hmm.
other people in other industries have worked and trying to apply it here. Yeah, that's how you go through like challenging moments, or in my opinion.
Right, being agile, right? In having a flexible mindset and
Mm.
push forward, just find another way and get more creative on how to go ahead,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. That's what I have been doing all my life. So, okay, this doesn't work. Yeah, if something doesn't work, leave it, move to the next thing, and that's all. Keep on growing, keep on learning. Not everything that you do is going to work, but yeah,
Definitely, there's a learning, as you well mentioned. Nothing is
yeah.
a failure. It's just a learning that at some point will add up to something you're going to do
Yeah,
eventually.
and what I will say is you will have a lot of people telling you, oh no, don't do that, or this is not the best thing you can. Well, you do whatever you want to do. I mean, you can listen to people, and we strongly recommend listening to people, and also to those who have or good advice based on experience. But my experience is mine, and so what I tell you maybe doesn't work for you or doesn't resonate. So yeah, what I always recommend is you try and you do your own path, your own story, and yeah, look around and try to learn. But my story is mine.
Yeah,
What I
and
yeah.
talking about this creation mode and facing challenges, overcoming challenges, do you have a mentor, or were you guided by someone through your professional career, or you just looked at role models and you get uh, influenced or impacted by their own career? What exactly give you strength? Do you have such
Uh,
thing as a mentor, coach you work with, or?
no, I do not have a specific mentor. I have had professors, for example, in this master in international business operations. There was a person. I mean, his name is Mike Mosch. He's a German guy, and he has the kind of spirit that I like a founder
Mhm.
entrepreneur that, okay, who tells you, okay, I founded three companies and none of them worked, but then, and I almost got bankrupt, that I continued creating things. So that's, yeah, if you just look at success stories, okay, yeah, perfect. And maybe you can learn and you can copy. But yeah, I have some people that I like, or books that you read, or experiences here in different fields of expertise. So then, of course, for example, some teachings from my father on ways of work,
Mm-hmm.
on the ways to be, or some of his roles that I have made mine as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things about making things affordable and easier for anyone in the world, it also comes from my father and his spirit of making things like, okay, yeah, we should help other people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that, well, yeah, I take things from a lot of people, my wife, some of my friends. Yeah, yeah, their perseverance, their resilience. Like, for example, I have a friend of mine in a completely different industry that was a good example for me. He's in the construction industry.
Mm-hmm.
In 2008, I think it was 2008, when the economy went down completely. There was this super big bubble, and he made money selling construction machines. He made a lot of money, but suddenly nobody's buying anything,
Mm.
literally
Yeah.
nothing. So what do you do? So he came up with an idea. So he started selling, like, instead of selling first hand or new machines, he started selling the second hand machines that nobody wanted because there was no construction. So he started selling them all over the world. So instead of just selling in Spain, he started selling abroad. And he told me, look, so translation, localization, those things were helpful. And yeah, speaking languages were helpful to him as well. So it's about, okay, there is a problem, there is an opportunity.
Exactly.
Sometimes, sometimes there are some people who try to find an opportunity, and that's fantastic. Sometimes you don't want to go on with that, which is also understandable. But I like to focus on those people who, okay, they see a challenge and they find a solution. So yeah, it's some small cases of probably people that nobody knows that I like also, and I really learn from them.
Yeah, but that's great because it speaks a lot about the people you surround yourself, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not always about having, I don't know, this very famous coach or mentor, but it's about the people that surround you on a daily basis that
Yeah.
really set up the type of person that you are and you get to be influenced by.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's amazing to have such a supportive family and friends around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, just as we get closer to the end of the interview, now that we are in the summer, I would just like to give you the space to invite people or convince people why would they want to take the opportunity during their summer break to maybe enroll in a course from Translastars. Yeah, what would be your invitation?
Yeah, thank you very much, well, for giving me the space. As I was saying, I think we are all transitioning. I mean, um, I am the first one who's transitioning from, let's say, like a traditional role of a localization manager to what my company is asking from me. So we have gone from having teams of people to now AI that can do a lot of that work, or to, yeah, to the amount of work that we receive that has increased because, yeah, other teams can produce more and can create more. So yeah, it's about keeping on learning, in my opinion. So
Mm-hmm.
try to keep on learning. It can be in a formal way, more formal way. So Translate Stars courses are fantastic, but it can be in an informal way. And yeah, so what I recommend people is to keep on learning, to network. There are many networking opportunities. So try to meet people from the industry. If it's possible, try to go to events, try to collaborate, try to present in these events. And yeah, and something that I also recommend people who's starting, maybe they are in summer,
Mm-hmm.
if they can travel, travel abroad, if they can work abroad, take the advantage of or take the opportunity to work abroad. I think you are a good example. I am an example in the sense that I went to work to Germany. That also changed my life, my perspective of things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I will say. I mean, it's if they want to take Translate Stars course, I will be super grateful. But there are many other things they can do, and they can also take a rest in summer, which is
Exactly.
they can disconnect.
Welcome.
They can disconnect.
And there's one more thing I would like to touch,
Yeah.
if I may, Alfonso, because I was really excited to know the partnership between you and Langops. Yeah, I think it's a nice opportunity. So can you just, maybe it's at the very beginning stage, but can you just
Yeah.
tell us a bit more about this collaboration?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the LangOps Institute. Yeah, language operations is something that it's
Mm,
becoming what I was saying. I mean, AI and these knowledge graphs and how the industry is evolving, and what we need to know is completely different to what we used to to need to know. So I think they are better positioned than anyone else in the industry
mhm,
to know what is needed. And before we started talking, it's not that I want to compete with everybody. I prefer to create alliances, and I said, okay,
mhm,
I think it will be great if we could align with these people, if we could partner, and we can create, for example, training courses together and offer. Following both of us have a shared mission of offering people enable people, empowering people, and to get the skills that they need to succeed. So I said, okay, yeah, this is the right people to partner with, and yeah, we are going to launch a master's program in, if I am not wrong, it's next year.
mhm,
We will be announcing it in November this year, probably earlier than November. But yeah, the idea is to combine language operations with AI, with management. So what we want to create is like the master, the complete one that we can say, okay, if you take this, you are really ready to move forward, or to, for example, if you want to grow inside your organization to keep on growing. Yeah, that was the idea. And then they have great courses that we would like, or we are going to actually incorporate to Translate Stars. And
mhm,
they are also taking some of our courses to their platform. So in order to give more visibility to what they do, and they will give more visibility to what we do. So I think this is a strategic partnership that I hope
mhm.
goes well, and I hope it's super successful, not only for them or for us, but for
For the
for
people.
for, for the people, for the industry, because in the end, what we want is to empower people.
Exactly. Wow, that sounds so great, and congratulations on the partnership.
Yeah,
Really
thank you.
looking forward to see the courses and what other ideas you've got.
It's great. It's fantastic. I mean, language operations is now becoming a thing or more visible. It's going to be everywhere. I have seen yesterday, I saw, for example, a job opening from language operations position. I said, okay, now this is happening. So now they are requesting people who know about this or about how to create this new infrastructure that has nothing to do with the old ones about just having a TMS. No, now now you need to know more than just a TMS. You need to know more. You need to know a lot about. Sorry, you need to know a lot about many other things and how to make them work together. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's going to be great.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much, Alfonso. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us as we close? Any final thoughts and remarks?
Well, I would like to thank you for the opportunity, and then I would like well, I would like people to be happy and yeah, whatever makes them happy. So yeah, be happy. That's
Perfect. Yeah.
the best advice.
Can you mention the name of the webpage where people can find the platform?
Yeah, it's translate stars. Well, the pronunciation, this is like something we have talked with some people because some people say translate stars. So I say my idea was to pronounce it like translate stars. It's translatestars.com. So if they go there, they will find the courses. There are many free courses on the platform, so they
Oh,
do
wow. Okay.
registration is free. They can take many courses for free. So I mean, they do not have to pay to get trained. There are some paid courses, of course, and subscription plans, very very affordable. So yeah, if they're interested in learning more about translation, localization, management in the localization industry, I think it's one of the places to go.
That's perfect. So if there's anyone out there who doesn't have a plan yet, now you know, you just go to the platform, watch whatever you have for free, and then enroll in any of the
Yeah,
courses
and
that you're interested in.
one good thing we have is we don't have time limits or due dates. Many people write us, hey, if I buy a course, how many days do I have to finish it? I say forever. We don't
Oh,
have
that's great.
we do
Because
not put pressure on people. I mean, I hate that. I mean, I know we all have our life commitments, like personal, professional. So why would I tell you you need to finish this in 12 days? No, I don't like that at all. I have hated that all my life. So one of the things that I thought about when I created Translator is no due dates, no time limits. I'm not going to make people buy things twice just because they didn't finish it in 1 month. What's the sense of? I mean, yeah, the sense is making money, but no, that's not what we want.
that's perfect because sometimes you take a course, but then you want to maybe revisit it in a couple of
Yeah,
months or something like that. And it's amazing that you give access for life
yeah.
to buy some course. That's
Or
great.
sometimes you don't have time, and then you go back 3 months later. Yeah, why not? Why should someone tell me no? Now you have to pay again. No.
Perfect. Yeah. So thank you so much, Alfonso, for everything that you're doing for the industry and how you envision this to be able to support people. And yeah, it's amazing. I thank you also for your being here with us and taking the time and looking forward to see what's coming next. So
Yeah,
thank you so much.
absolutely. Everybody's welcome. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.